What is going on, my friends? Welcome back to Amusement Time. We just got back into town a little while ago. We got back from Universal Studios for Halloween Horror Nights. We also spent a little bit of time at Disneyland. We had a fun time. Make sure to stay tuned for those Disneyland vlogs. Those should be coming out pretty soon. But you know what? We have to take a look at all the Halloween Horror Nights merch that we found this year for our Halloween Horror Nights trip, guys. There was so much awesome merch that dropped this year, from t-shirts to pins. So much cool stuff, guys. You know what? Let's check out what we picked up. Before we get started, do me one quick favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, it really does help us out, and you know what, let's get to it. Alright guys, starting it off, you know we had to get the shirt. I'm so glad that we found it. We searched for it all day when we got there at Universal Studios and we couldn't find it. We didn't find it till later on during Halloween Horror Nights, guys, and I'm so happy. This was the one piece of merch that I definitely had to get, guys. I love how it has the Universal Studios arches in the background, and look, there's the art was here, has a little pale girl. And I don't know if you could tell from the picture, but the blood on it is almost like a different material. It's almost like that sticky kind of plastic material. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you can dry that. I don't know how well those dry in like the dryer and stuff like that, so you might want to hang dry a shirt like that has that, but this is so freaking dope. And then there's the Terrifier Funhouse that we got to go in for Halloween Horror Nights, and then it says Halloween Horror Nights 2025. Freaking awesome. The moment I saw this shirt, I was like, this is going into the Terrifier collection. I have to get this shirt. You know, not only because of Art the Clown and the little pale girl, but the fact that it has the Universal Studios arches and the art was here on it. Oh my goodness. What a way to remember Halloween Horror Nights, you know, especially because Terrifier was like the main reason we were going. So what a freaking awesome way to remember Halloween Horror Nights, you know, with that Art the Clown shirt, with him standing underneath the Universal Studios arches. Oh my goodness, it is so freaking dope. He's got his horn, he's got his table leg, there's the little pale girl. So freaking dope, guys. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad that we found it, because like I said, we were searching all day long, every single spot that had Halloween Horror Nights merch, and we couldn't find it. Luckily we found it during Halloween Horror Nights, and me and Cassandra had to get it. Had to. It's definitely the #1 piece of merch that we had to add to the collection. Alright, next up, guys, I had to get the bucket hat that matches. I'm not really a big bucket hat person. I can't really pull them off. I don't know what it is. I'm more of a backwards hat person, or no hat now that I've been growing out my hair, actually. I used to always have short hair, so I used to always wear a hat, backwards hat. You know, especially always cooking, always had a hat on. But I don't know, I could never really pull off bucket hats or bucket caps. You know, but this one, since it matches the shirt, has the same thing, has the Universal Studios arch, has art with the Clown Cafe lights, guys, has the blood splatter. So freaking cool. There's the Funhouse again, little pale girl. So freaking dope. The fact that it matches the shirt, I just had to get it because I love the shirt so much. Love the archway, love the art underneath the archway. I just had to get it to match. Even though I don't know how much I'm going to wear, I'm going to have to see if I can pull it off a little bit better. But it's also reversible. If you don't like that side, you could flip it in and it just has the blood splatter with the art was here. You know, Terrifier logo. So freaking cool. So I might rock it that way. I just don't want to get it all creased up and wrinkly, because it's so freaking dope that it matches the shirt. So I had to get it. I was really hesitant because I don't really wear bucket caps. I can't pull them off, like I said, you know, but oh my goodness, I had to, you know. So for this Terrifier one, I will attempt it. Alright, next up, we had to grab this year's Freestyle Cup. We've gotten the Freestyle Cups for the last couple years that we went, and it's just a good idea to have one, you know. And a little pro tip, don't tell anybody, you know, but if you bring your cup from last year, you could always reactivate it, or you could just buy the new cup, and then you could just refill your last year cup with this one. Yeah, you still have to buy the new cup, but if you're collecting them, you might as well bring your cup from last year, you know, pay to get that one, and then just refill this one with it, you know, because they have the scanners on the bottom, you know, so you'd have to pay to reactivate your old one, you know. But don't go spread it along TikTok, guys. Just pass it grapevine style, or if you watch this video, I guess you're lucky. But if Universal sees it, we're just joking. We don't do that shit. It's soda, dog. Get a grip. Alright, next we had to grab the magnet. There's another magnet that's coming out. I believe it said October. I don't know if it's a sturdier magnet than this one. I wish this one was sturdier. That's the one thing I don't like. It's just like a flimsy magnet compared to last year's. Let me show you. See, because we got these ones from the last 2 years. Of course, we have one from 2 years ago, and then we got the Blumhouse one from last year, but those are like some sturdy magnets. They're thicker, they're not as flimsy and bendable, and this one can like crease if it was to fall or get bent, you know, but these ones, you know, are a lot sturdier. I wish this one would have been just as solid as that one. I would even have paid the extra premium price to get the sturdier one, you know, but I guess, you know, it's easier to make these ones. Yeah, but I wish these were sturdier magnets. I still had to get it though, because of course it has Art the Clown and it says Halloween Horror Nights 2025. So just another awesome way to remember that Art the Clown was there for Halloween Horror Nights, guys, and we had Terrifier. What an awesome IP. You You know, so at least it's a cool way to remember. So I hope that that magnet that comes out of October is sturdier, and if not, I'm still gonna have to try to find it. I'm gonna have to probably find it on like Mercari or eBay or something, but this one is pretty dope too. But dang, I want that one too, just to commemorate Art the Clown coming to Halloween Horror Nights, guys. And we definitely had to pick up the Clown Cafe pin, guys. See how it has Art's face on it? Clown Cafe on the side. It has a little trailer hitch, just like the Clown Cafe trailer. And there's a little surprise as it opens up. Let me show you. See, but these little flaps, the little windows on the food cart open up, and you could see Art. Let me see if it'll clean up. And you could see Art inside, guys. How freaking dope is that? That is so freaking awesome. Oh my goodness. I want to say, let's see, how much was this? $24 pin, so 25 bucks about, but it is so freaking worth it. It's so sturdy. It's a heavy pin. It's probably the sturdiest, heaviest pin I've ever gotten. And it has Art the Clown not only once, but there he is on the side, but he's also inside the Clown Cafe, just waiting in there to serve you some sinister treats. But how cool how it has the little flap windows and you could open and close it. So freaking dope, guys. Coolest pin I've ever seen, so I had to definitely pick this bad boy up. It sucks we didn't end up getting a popcorn bucket this year. There's the Chucky from 2 years ago, and then we also have the Chucky from last year as well on the opposite side, you know, with the scars on his face all cut up, you know. But it sucks we didn't get a popcorn bucket this year. I was really hoping that they would have done a Jason popcorn bucket. We already had the Terrifier one. See, I'm sorry, I put the glasses on it. I need to get some Christmas tree glasses, that way that one works better. But it does look good with them, I guess, right now. But we already had the Terrifier popcorn bucket, because that's the same one that was up for pre-order when the Terrifier 3 came out. So we already had that one, so we didn't need to add that one to the collection. But I was hoping that they were going to do a different type, you know, just like the Chucky, where you can interact with it. Or even a Jason one would have been dope, don't you think? Like Jason, and you could have said like, "Hello Jason," just the same way you talk to the Chucky. And then for all you know, it just did the or something like that. Had a little machete hand, or maybe the machete hand went up and down or something. They could have done something cool compared to the popcorn bucket that they did this year, so we didn't end up getting one, so that's a bummer. And last piece of like merch, it's not really merch, but you know what, it's still pretty cool, so we kept it just like merch. But it's the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place pizza box, guys. Even though it just came with the pizza, see, it was like 13 bucks for the pizza, but the freaking box is so dope, you know, that they could have probably even sold these alone for like $5, and people would have bought them. I wouldn't be surprised. Just to decorate too, just to have a Freddy Fazbear's pizza box. Like where are you gonna come across another Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place box? Like, really? Like anywhere else in the world, unless they do some kind of like pop-up kitchen with as a promotional thing, you know, that Universal, it'd actually be pretty clever if Universal did some kind of pop-up kitchen to promote the next movie, you know, but it'd be kind of hard to find the location and want to build like a facade to kind of hype it, either that or just serve it off of a food truck or something. But just to think about, like, when are you gonna come across another Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place box? It is so freaking cool, you know. So yeah, you had to buy the pizza, but it's worth it because at least you got something to eat too. But we kept the box, so that way we can just keep it as decoration as well too, because you never know if you'll ever come across another piece of merch for Five Nights at Freddy's like this again, you know. So it's also an awesome memory, you know. So even though you have to get the pizza, definitely worth it. Like I said, if they were to sell the boxes, I wouldn't be surprised if people would have bought these too, just because it commemorates Five Nights at Freddy's coming to Halloween Horror Nights as well. And it's just, when are you going to get a Five Nights at Freddy's, a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place box? You know, it's like, how often are you going to come across some of these in the wild? Never. Most likely never. You know, so it's so freaking cool. So I count it as merch, even though it wasn't really merch and they don't sell them. You had to get the pizza. Definitely worth keeping. You know, the box wasn't stained or anything, so we just put it in our bag and we kept it all night, and it stayed alive. So now I can throw it up here and decorate with it, and we can remember that Five Nights at Freddy's came to Halloween Horror Nights as well. So, pro tip, guys, you can keep your box, you know, hopefully it's not too greasy, so that way you guys can keep it, you know, and stash it with your merch or something, and it doesn't get all greasy. If not, if it's greasy, I understand, just toss it, you know. But pro tip, guys, save your box if you want, not technically free merch, you know, but a cool piece of merch that you may never come across again. Alright, my friends, that is it for all the Halloween Horror Nights merch that we got. I'm so glad that we were able to find that Terrifier shirt. If we wouldn't have been able to find it, I would have been very upset. I was already like, it's opening night, and I can't find it in any stores. Like, oh my goodness. It was understandable, because it's the most fire piece of merch that they dropped, I think, in my opinion, all year. You know, out of all of the shirts, the jackets, all the Halloween Horror Nights merch, that Terrifier shirt, straight fire. Same with the bucket hat. That's why I had to get it, you know. Even though I don't wear hats like that, I don't know if I can pull it off, definitely worth it, you know, fire, you know, guys. But I really appreciate you hanging out with me and checking out the Halloween Horror Nights merch. Let me know what was your favorite piece of merch that we got. That Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place box is actually pretty dope, considering it was just from the pizza, you know, and they didn't sell it in there as merch, you know. But let me know what's your favorite piece of merch that we got and that we brought back with us from Halloween Horror Nights this year, guys. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. If you haven't checked out our vlog yet from Halloween Horror Nights, I'll put that link in the description of this video. You can also check it out right here, guys. But I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Like I said, let me know, what is your favorite piece of merch that we brought back, guys? So many dope things this year. So much dope merch from Halloween Horror Nights this year. Alright, I appreciate you hanging out with me, guys. Do me a quick favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It definitely does help us out. And you know what? You can come and hang out with us more often, guys. You'll have some fun. I guarantee it. Alright, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys later.